Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, listen to me very carefully, sir.
I'm listening.
Listening to me very
I'm
carefully.
listening.
There are two possibilities. Either they got out from digging under the fence because they certainly got into his yard by digging under the fence because your yard is fenced.
Yes.
Right. So whether they got out by the fence or, if I believe Mr. Goldsmith, which I do, your neighbor opened the gate.
There's collusion going on here, right here.
Yeah,
There's collusion going on here. He lives on the property. Of course he's going to say that.
Sir, you sound ridiculous.
No.
You sound absolutely I'm telling you, Mr. Gonzalez, you sound ridiculous.
That's fine. You can tell me, but that's not true.
Yeah. May I see how much you pay for the chickens, please?
We raise the chickens from eggs. We hatch them ourselves from our incubator.
Okay.
And we've been doing this for the last 5 years, selecting which ones we want to show.
Did you finally get a head count of how many were killed?
50.
Now the story's changed. Now it's 50.
It's been 50. It was 42 bodies, and we never found the other 8.
No, I never found the other 8.
50 chickens.
They either flew away or they
Listen to me
the other
carefully. 50 chickens, $100 a chicken, $5,000. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I'm happy that we got a proper verdict.
Absolutely outrageous. There's nothing that was here was true.
It was pure carnage.
My dogs didn't harm anybody.
I hope we can all just learn something from this and move on.
Our dogs, when my wife got home, were locked up behind the gate, behind the fence. There's no way they could have gotten out.
Time to raise more chickens.
We just got to move on from here.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 40 at 5. I'm Morgan Hoover.
And I'm Chris Allen. Welcome into a Thursday after clouds have moved in, and now we finally get some rain.
Yes, and it's cooled down a little bit, too, as opposed to the rest of the week. It's kind of nice.
After the record breaker, 83 yesterday, you know, it felt more like it should for November today. And look at this. What is this all over the radar screen? Well, it's been a while, but that would be rain, ladies and gentlemen, and it's good to see that. It is creeping in slowly from our south and west, and it's very light, but it's a sign of things to come as we still have a lot of dry air to overcome, but that'll happen. 63 as we look from the community camera, I-65 near Smiths Grove, and then the one over in Todd County, thanks to the Mesonet network, 59 and cloudy there. The forecast for tonight, rain is likely. Breezy and cooler with a low of 48. The rest of your Veterans Day 7-day forecast is coming up. Morgan?
All right, Chris. Well, tonight the governor is declaring a state of emergency to fight recent wildfires across the state. Many fires have broken out, especially in eastern Kentucky. And after yesterday's fire off Upper Dixie Highway, officials want to make sure you are following the burn notices that are put into place. Until December 15th, you are not allowed to burn anything, leaves included, between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. You also cannot burn any items within 150 feet of a structure at any time. If an incident such as yesterday's was to happen again, be sure to contact the proper authorities.
If there's any kind of unintended burns, if you feel that it's necessary and you think it's going to get out of hand or the winds are spreading pretty quickly, the sooner you can get additional help, call 911, obviously. And request for, just tell them they'll have a whole bunch of questions to ask, and they'll want to know a location. And
again, these burn notices are in effect until December 15th. Crews from neighboring states have already been dispatched to eastern Kentucky to help fight the wildfires that have broken out there. Andrew Lemparski shows us the dangerous conditions.
In eastern Kentucky, when it rains, it pours. And when it doesn't rain, it burns.
This has been the most active fire season we've had in many years.
Chief Benny Bailey says the Ball Creek Volunteer Fire Department in Knott County hasn't had much of a break this week.
It has been 3 nonstop days of waking up in the middle of the night, getting home, getting an hour or two of sleep, go to work, leave work, go on another call, come back, try to eat, and then you get another call.
He's got a log to prove it. The wildfire calls started Monday and didn't slow down until Wednesday afternoon.
We've spent a lot of time tonight just going through the trucks and making sure we're well stocked and prepared for the next call.
Knott County is one of 6 counties in the state, which the Division of Forestry says are the most active. Another county on that list is next door, Breathitt County, where this fire burned from the top of a hill right down to the road on Wednesday. The Division of Forestry is advising extra vigilance this fire season.
No matter where you are, it's always good to be aware of your surroundings and, to really take advantage of tidying up your property, whether it's raking up leaves, because those leaves, they get very dry when we go through drought conditions, and they can carry fire.
The division says roughly half of all wildfires in Kentucky start accidentally, and the other half intentionally. Either way, it puts even more strain on Eastern Kentucky volunteers who have already had a dangerous 2 years.
It just seems like there's not been much of a happy medium here of late.
Now, if you do see something suspicious or witness someone intentionally setting a fire, there's a hotline that you can call. The number is on your screen. It is 1-800-27-ARSON. Well, in crime news now, a Bullitt County mother is behind bars tonight, charged with murder after police find her 2 children shot and killed. Tiffany Lucas was arraigned this morning. Her bond is set at $2 million. You see her on your screen right now. Her 2 sons, ages 6 and 9, were found dead in a bedroom yesterday morning. Both boys were rushed to Norton Children's Hospital, where they died a short time later. And more local news now. Veterans Day is this Saturday, and with it brings a number of celebrations from different organizations, all celebrating the lives and service of veterans. But how are some of those groups doing this year? Well, News 40 reporter Tucker Covey set out to learn more and brings us those details.
Yes, Morgan, there are multiple veterans groups in Barron County and Warren counties, all working together to better the lives of their veterans and their communities. But while some are doing great, others are still searching for a way to engage. In Barron County, Matt Mutter is the president of the Glasgow-Barron County Veterans Association. The group's purpose is to lift up and remember the veterans of Barron County, but recently it has been difficult to find younger veterans to volunteer.
We are really struggling right now to get newer members to come in and volunteer, and I think a lot of organizations are struggling with that at this time. But we're always looking for the younger veterans to come in because these guys are not always going to be around.
In Warren County, the American Legion is in a slightly different situation. As one of the most active Legion groups in Kentucky, they have no shortage of volunteers to assist with their various programs.
All of our officer slots are full and stay full, and we have yearly elections. And as far as volunteering to help do things, we have it down to just about a science.
Back in Glasgow, Mutter is unfazed by this need and simply wants to continue uplifting the veterans of Barron County.
To us, age doesn't matter. If you're 19 or 90, we're going to try to help you whatever way we can.
Both groups have activities spanning the weekend for Veterans Day, a dinner in Glasgow tomorrow night, and a parade on Saturday morning, and many more events, and another parade Saturday in Bowling Green. Morgan?
All right, Tucker, still to come on News 40 at 5 with holiday fun runs kicking off. You may be ready to join in on that fun, but we don't want you to injure yourself. When we come back, we'll have tips on how you can avoid some injuries. But first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is back after the break with a full look at our forecast. That's coming up next.
WNKY News 40. Broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
Ford's Furniture is your sectional headquarters. We have over 15 different sectionals in stock with endless varieties of shapes and covers and sizes. Need a reclining sectional? We've got that too. Let us help you find the perfect sectional for your home today at Ford's Furniture.
Celebrate the winning season all November long at the Mint Gaming Hall at Bowling Green, featuring an elevated gaming experience with the newest games, sophisticated bars, delicious eats, entertainment, and more. Win up to $2,000 in cash, gift cards, and more in our holiday drawings Wednesday, November 22nd through Saturday the 25th. Drawings at 5, 7, and 9 p.m. Stop in and win this holiday season at the Mint Gaming Hall Bowling Green.
Winning just got closer. Over the years, people have asked me, how did your firm get so big? The
the answer is simple. We won a lot. Why do you think some of these other firms are so much smaller? Maybe it's because not many people hire them. In this business, you grow by winning. As America's largest injury law firm, we have more lawyers than any other injury firm. Proof's in the pudding. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The Bistro welcomes you to a one-of-a-kind dining experience. Our menu of new American classics is sure to set the stage for the perfect evening and memories that will last a lifetime. The Bistro, located in the heart of Bowling Green.
Summer skies, they warm up everything. Then fall comes around, and you know it's getting near. Christmas is my favorite time.
Experience so much Christmas the way Santa does.
We're back with Weather Chief Chris Allen now. And Chris, it's kind of nice to see some rain show up on the radar, especially with some wildfires happening. It's much needed.
Yeah. It is much needed. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the amount of rain that we could really use right now. And so that deficit of over 3 inches, 3.5, 4 inches, that's going to continue for a while longer. But at least we are getting some rain and starting to get some much needed rain. Radar satellite together showing over the last 4 hours, the rain just kind of sneaking in here. And I know we were supposed to, probably have some rain in here before now. The reason why it hasn't materialized until now is because when you go from the ground up about 5,000 feet or so, it has been very dry. So the rain coming down has had a hard time coming all the way down to the ground until now. So now we're starting to saturate the atmosphere a little bit more, and all of this will start creeping in from our south and west as we go through time. Here's another way to show that as far as dew point temperatures. When they get this dry, rain cannot fall through that. When you get dew points in the 30s and the 40s, it's going to be hard, very hard to get through all that dry air. So it's taken all day pretty much to get our atmosphere saturated where we can finally get some rain in here. And even when it does fall, it's going to be light, even overnight tonight. Here's a view from I-65 just south of town. 63 is the temperature with a northwest wind at 7. That's the other change. The winds have now shifted, and overnight they shifted from the southwest to the northwest. Humidity only 46%, and there are the dry dew points in the low 40s. The barometer rising at 30.09. So all of that points to a very dry atmosphere, the brush fires, the wildfires that we've had across the state. This rain coming in is going to help, but it's not going to completely eradicate that problem. Temperatures right now, we've got upper 50s to the west and mostly 60s elsewhere from about Bowling Green southward. The front has already come through. That happened last night. And now we get this overrunning stratoform. That's just a fancy name for just light rain that is covering with the clouds over the area, acting as a canopy. As the low pressure system passes by later tonight and early tomorrow morning, that's when we'll pick up on a little bit heavier rain, more steadier rain. It's not going to be heavy rain at all, but we'll get maybe a little bit out of this, a 1/4 inch, 3/10 of an inch until about midday tomorrow. Then we'll see a mix of sun and clouds after that. High pressure to the north, keeping things relatively cool as we head into homecoming weekend. Again, anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 inch. That's about all we're going to get out of this. Maybe a little bit higher amounts once you cross into Middle Tennessee. Sorry, I wish we could get more rain than that because we sure need it. 48 tonight, breezy and cooler with showers likely, and a northeast wind around 20. So that's going to make it feel even cooler. And then tomorrow, we're only going to make it up to 58 showers in the morning, then fine for football tomorrow night. Veterans Day and homecoming, everything looks good, near 60, a little drizzly on Sunday, and then we'll see the better chance of rain and maybe even thunderstorms a week from today, next Thursday. And here's what's coming up tonight on News 40.
The Haven at Massey Springs is a special place. Alzheimer's and dementia residents need a special kind of care. So at the Haven, we take care of your loved one just like family. Our memory care program stimulates minds in a therapeutic environment and caters a plan of care as unique as your loved one.
Here at Massey Springs, family takes care of family, and it shows. Schedule your tour with us today.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
At Abound Credit Union, we're for free checking and early paydays. We're for relaxing weekends and exciting days off, making memories and doing more. Because Abound is for free checking that gets you paid up to 2 days early. That's value for living.
Injured? Morgan & Morgan is a dominant force.
Morgan & Morgan is in a league of its own.
Need a big play? Morgan & Morgan has your back. Just call Morgan & Morgan & Morgan or visit forthepeople.com.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of home ownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, home ownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
We're going to follow the feathers through the electric thunder where there are no rules allowed.
Catch us this week. We're Voltage Hawk on Marquee Backstage.
There are turkey trots, reindeer runs, even a murder mystery 5K. But if you're planning on joining in on a fun run this holiday season, health experts say you need to prepare now to avoid injury later. 'Tis the season for themed races, but you could trot your way toward an injury if you don't train properly.
Just going literally from the couch to the 5K is not a really good idea.
Orthopedic surgeon Timothy Miller with the Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says not preparing your body can lead to injuries like muscle strains, tendinitis, IT band syndrome, even stress fractures from overuse.
You put a lot of additional stresses on your body when you do that, and not just on the musculoskeletal system where we think about it mostly, but also on the cardiovascular system as well.
Miller says if you're just starting to run, see a doctor to make sure you're healthy enough to take on long distances. If everything checks out health-wise, he says to start slow, training at least a month out for a 5K, building up mileage gradually. He also suggests varying the terrain.
So running on hard surfaces, for example, all the time, like hard sidewalks, hard pavement, can put a lot of additional stress on your body from what we call ground reaction forces, leading to injuries.
Have proper footwear that's supportive and fits well. Miller says to go up a half or full size in your running shoe to accommodate foot swelling. And he recommends breaking in new shoes before a race.
That means training them for at least a week or two to make sure you're comfortable with what their weight they're going to feel on your feet.
Miller advises fueling your body, and even when it's colder out, hydration is still critical. And Miller says getting enough vitamin D is also important to bone and soft tissue health. He suggests supplements in the winter when your body isn't getting as much of it from the sun. Well, listen to this. A recall of pet food is being expanded following reports of salmonella outbreaks in infants. Brands include Victor Super Premium Dog Foods, Wayne Feeds Dog Food, Eagle Mountain Pet Food, and some Members Mark varieties. You can see them on your screen right now. They have the best buy dates before October 31st of next year. So far, 7 people had reported salmonella infections, most of those being infants under the age of 1. Young children are more likely to get a severe salmonella infection because their immune systems are still developing. And if you have these pet food products, there are steps you can take to keep your family and your furry friends safe. Don't let children touch the recalled pet food. Don't feed the food to pets or other animals, or donate the recalled pet food. Make sure to clean surfaces and any items that might have been in contact with the food. Also, make sure to wash your hands after feeding your pets or touching pet items. And a new report from the CDC has found that vaccine exemptions are rising. According to the report, 3% of children entering kindergarten during the past school year were granted a vaccine exemption from their state, which is the highest exemption rate ever reported in the U.S. 40 states saw rises in exemptions. However, the report did not go into detail on the reasons for the increase. But experts suggest the findings reflect Americans' growing unease about medicine in general. Well, coming up on News 40 at 5, could 4-day work weeks become the norm? Why experts say they may not be the best option for everyone. All the details when we come back.
I was hit from behind. I immediately thought of Morgan & Morgan. All of the correspondence was done by email and text. The process was just very easy.
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts. Retired NFL smart guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Break it down for us.
Just place your bet, and the bonus bets instantly appear in your account. Like magic. Like Fitz magic.
That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
This week, go for 2. Bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, a no-sweat same-game parlay every single day. The crown is yours.
It's time for Nat's annual Christmas Bikes for Kids.
You can help by donating a new or gently used bike.
At Nat's Outdoor Sports. The bike shop at Nat's Outdoor Sports will make any needed repairs.
And the Bowling Green JCs will distribute bikes to underprivileged children throughout our community.
Nat's will be accepting new and used bikes until December 5th. Nat's Bikes for Kids, sponsored by WNKY News 40.
I'll hit Woohoo 107.
And these great sponsors.
Dog Stay Out is South Central Kentucky's 5-paw rated dog resort. Whether for the day or a whole vacation, Dog Stay Out will keep your pets safe and loved. Dog Stay Out offers boarding, daycare, agility courses, positive reinforcement training, grooming, and more. With multiple packages to choose from, pamper your pup any way you see fit. Find out more at dgoky.com. Your dog's home away from home. Dog Stay Out.
Hiring a lawyer? Check out our 5-star reviews from our injured clients. Go to Google and type in Flora Teppan and Stewart to see what our clients are saying when we represented them in an accident. They will tell the story of our 5-star service, what they went through, and what we did for them. For 47 years, I've represented the injured in car, truck, and motorcycle accidents. Good reviews do matter.
Tonight, we're learning that initial jobless claims are holding steady. According to the Labor Department, there were 217,000 first-time claims for unemployment benefits last week. The prior week's level was revised to the same amount. According to the report, the states with the biggest increases in initial claims were in Michigan, North Carolina, California, and Minnesota. Well, many companies across the country have experimented with a 4-day work week for their employees. Now, a new survey is providing more insight into the types of schedules people prefer. But experts say a 4-day work week may not be the best option for everyone. Ivan Rodriguez explains.
Once considered a fantasy, more and more companies are experimenting with the 4-day work week, testing what's always been the norm.
There were obviously benefits for individuals in the sense of having more time for family, rest and recovery.
But the benefits don't stop with the employees.
Having those boundaries really encourages companies to think about their processes, make them work more effectively, and make them more resilient and sustainable organizations.
When people were asked how different options would impact their well-being at work, 77% of U.S. workers said a 4-day, 40-hour work week would have a positive impact, according to a new Gallup survey. But experts say those 10-hour days could lead to burnout.
It's a question of, do you like a 3-day weekend more than you hate 10-hour work days?
The COVID-19 pandemic forced employers to embrace work from home and hybrid options. But now economic uncertainty is leading large companies to order their employees to return to the office. So would a 4-day work week ever be embraced by the corporate world?
We've seen a divergence between the largest companies really doubling down against flexibility over the past few months, but flexibility is still thriving among smaller and mid-sized businesses that are using that benefit, and flexibility is a benefit, as a way to attract workers who wouldn't necessarily consider them otherwise.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Today, President Biden is applauding the reopening of a Stellantis plant as part of the new labor contract between automakers and the United Auto Workers Union. While speaking to union workers in Illinois, Biden called it a gigantic deal. He praised the record UAW contract the union struck with the big three automakers, saying record profits should include record wages. The new contract includes significant wage increases and job protections.
You saved the auto industry. They should step up for you. A simple proposition. You kept the picket line going for 46 days. You kept your negotiations working around the clock, negotiators. And in the end, the deal you reached set a new standard.
Ahead of the 2024 election, President Biden aims to reassure Democrats that his message can lead to victory next year, despite poll numbers that show voters don't trust him on the economy. As the holiday shopping season kicks off, online spending is making year-over-year gains. According to Adobe Analytics, online shopping has seen a 6% increase over 2022, nearly a 14% increase from September. Consumers spent $76.8 billion online shopping in October. Early holiday discounts and promotions appear to have been the driving factor. And the spending increase is not reflective of inflation. Online prices have seen a steady decrease. According to Adobe, it's real growth and a very positive sign for the economy. And as we prepare for holiday travel, you may be wondering just how safe is America's aviation system right now? You wouldn't be alone, as that question is the central focus of a Senate subcommittee hearing. It was held earlier today, where a panel of national air travel industry leaders had this to say.
Our safety system is showing clear signs of strain that we cannot ignore.
A dire warning about air travel as millions prepare to fly this coming holiday season. The head of the NTSB, joined by other leaders in the aviation industry, testifying before a Senate subcommittee Thursday as national close call incidents tick upward.
The NTSB has opened investigations into 7 runway incursions this year alone.
Incursions where planes often came within several hundred feet of each other. In Houston 2 weeks ago, 2 small jets actually collided on the runway. There were no injuries in these recent events. However,
0 has to be the only acceptable number.
Understaffing, the FAA requires mandatory overtime to our controller workforce, including regular 6-day work weeks and 10-hour days. This leads to fatigue.
The Air Traffic Controllers Union president says only 6 fully trained controllers were hired over the past year.
The FAA must adopt the updated and more accurate operational staffing targets.
Our agency's staffing and funding levels have remained somewhat stagnant since 1997.
All critical issues that could worsen if the government fails to avoid a shutdown in 8 days.
That would force the FAA to suspend hiring, close its training academy, delay the pipeline of new controllers, delay modernization, which would be a catastrophic impact to the national airspace system.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The Federal Aviation Administration is announcing a first-of-its-kind committee that could recommend new mental health standards for pilots. The FAA is facing mounting pressure from pilots and safety watchdogs to reinspect its mental health rules following 2 recent cases of pilots acting out on commercial flights. Stay with us. We'll have a final look at your forecast right after this.
Honda drivers, service your Honda with the experts. Your local Honda dealers use genuine Honda parts and certified Honda technicians to service all Hondas. Make sure your Honda stays 100% Honda. When you need service, go to Gary Force Honda today.
Just rockin' and rollin', baby.
Cut back tomorrow.
We got you all fixed up. Got it all fixed up for you, man. Let there be light, ma'am.
Looks like she finally called JB.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The Bistro welcomes you to a one-of-a-kind dining experience. Our menu of new American classics is sure to set the stage for the perfect evening and memories that will last a lifetime. The Bistro, located in the heart of Bowling Green.
Summer skies, they warm up everything. Then fall comes around, and you know it's getting near. Christmas is my favorite time.
Experience so much Christmas the way Santa does.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story. And like people think y'all look alike. You can be our son.
I love Jennifer.
Weekdays at 2 on NBC 40.
Honda's got it going on for drivers everywhere. On the road, on the town, on for work or for play, night or day. On with safety, more miles per gallon, and the best resale value. Shop Gary Force Honda today.
Seems like a cooler night tonight.
Breezy and cooler with those showers moving in. We're going to see a low tonight of 48.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Thank you at home. We will see you at 6 o'clock over on CBS.